Today's topic is I cheated on my husband. How do I fix it? My name is Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation, and I also began a new way of healing marriages that has been incredibly effective. And so with the Marriage Foundation, we have people writing into our free service of asking a counselor a question. And this is a question that comes up from time to time and with different elements. And the elements do matter. So one of the big elements is, I have to ask you this question. Does your husband know? Did you tell him that you cheated on him? And some people are of the school of, total honesty. You got to be clean. You got to come out and lay all your cards on the table, and and it's not true. Those kind of confessions you save for church, or you talk to God, which is even better. But if you cheated on your husband and you tell your husband and he knows, almost doesn't matter what will happen next. The chances of him coming back to you and staying with you are not great. And there's a couple of reasons why. So I'm just going to be very candid with you. If you cheated on your husband, and I'm not talking about you got drunk at a party and you didn't know what you were doing, cheated. I'm not talking about you bumped into an old flame who you were really close to and you just wanted to see what was going on. I'm not talking about those. Those are still not good, obviously, but they're not as super destructive as intentionally cheating on your husband and having basically an affair. The reason why is because there's a big difference in genders and how we as souls are impacted by these gender differences. And please don't be of the school that, it doesn't matter, we're the same. Well, you are the same when you go to the level of a soul. But when you come into a body, things really change. So a male body has you doing things because the bodies contain this innate drive to survive, and they're very different based on gender. So a male drive to survive, because men have strong physical bodies, there's a lot of protection. There's a lot of sort of stupidity too, that men don't really know what's going on around them oftentimes. They're reactive to stimulation that is either going to enhance their situation or hurt their situation. And men are on the front line because of their gender. And they become angry faster. And things like loyalty are more important to them, because a man who is in defensive posture wants to be sure that someone's with him, who has his back. And I'm talking about things that are sort of innate to the gender. These aren't clever ideas that I've come up with. They're observable. Where a woman, the drive to survive, takes on a different context. It rolls out in a very different way. So a woman in a tough situation, let's pretend that a woman is in a situation where she's going to be harmed. She's not going to pick up a stick to fight unless she's well trained, which is rare. She's going to try and manipulate her way out of the situation. It's just how we are based on our physiology. So what happens with a man, and I just alluded to this, because of his biology, his need for a loyal wife is very strong. And if he's okay with a wife who is not so loyal, you got to ask why. And so will the wife, even if she wins him back. There's going to be a part of her deep in her subconscious that sees him as a lesser man. And later on, she won't want to be with him anyway. And so these are the conditions you have to take a look at. So, if you had an affair, the relationship is pretty much going to end with your husband. Just will. That's our experience. And from a practical point of view, based on genders, that's typically what's going to happen based on our experience at the Marriage Foundation. And you could talk to any therapist. Pretty much it's over. It's only a matter of time. Now we come to a more important question. Why? Why did you cheat on him? Now, if there's drugs or alcohol involved that mess with your mind, more explainable. But if not, the truth of the matter is, because of your gender, you have to do some deep work on yourself. I'm just being candid. And you should find a really good therapist to help you. Now, we've had some women use our course for women to help themselves because it's very difficult to find a really good therapist. And some have been helped with that because the first part of our course for women is learning how to control your mind. And when I say that, I don't mean just like controlling what comes out of your mouth, but learning how to change your very character is innate to the course because it's necessary for saving any marriage. So, we have had women who have taken this course, but has it saved their marriage? No. I'm just being honest. Are there other places you can go where they can help you save your marriage? I'm not aware of any. Have I looked? No, but people come to us all the time. So it's very difficult, this situation that you put yourself into. And my advice to you is work on changing yourself. Whether it's through our course or some other methodology, to where the person that you are could never even imagine yourself cheating on your husband. It's a tough one. It's a tough place where you're starting from. But I want to encourage you. You have free will. You're a human being. God's given you free will. You can do whatever you choose to do. This one is tough. It's not so easy to change yourself in this regard, but at some point you have to. Whether it's in, and I'm going to say this, whether it's in this life or the next or 10 later, this thing has to change. Because if you think about it, what allowed you to cheat on your husband is that within you there's an element that accepts treacherous behavior as being okay to some degree, being excusable. And there is no room for that kind of thinking if you want to have a quality, deep, soulful relationship. Now, I know this was harsh, but you probably won't find a more honest evaluation anywhere else, or a more truthful one. So I do hope you take it the right way. Don't take it as being against you, but merely as giving you information that will help you. I do love you. There's no reason not to. I don't condemn you. But you have a lot of work to do on yourself. And so you have my prayers and my blessings to you and your husband and your family. And if you do have a family, you have small children, do your best. In those situations, the husband is more likely to put aside his feelings of being offended and try. All right. God bless and thank you.